Hey, what's going on, family? This is Andy here. And of course, I want to welcome you to the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. Like always, I want to thank you for tuning in and joining me tonight. Listen, I got a message for you tonight. I got some bad news and I also got some good news. The bad news is this. Here's what the bad news is. The bad news is that not everybody wants you to win. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't want you to win. Unfortunately, everybody's not going to be in your corner. Unfortunately, there are some people who you believe that you have around you and you believe that they want you to win, they want you to prosper, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. But here's what the good news is. The good news is it doesn't matter. It really, really, truly doesn't matter. And so that's going to be okay. And so we're going to have a whole bunch of fun tonight. And of course, I want to welcome you. Let me give a couple of shout outs to some people. Hey, do me a quick favor. As you're tuning in right now, go ahead and put in your city and your state so I can go ahead and give you a shout out. So we got Sheila tuned in from Louisiana. Sheila, what's going on? I see you. I see you. I see you. As you're jumping on, put in your city and your state so I could go ahead and give you a quick shout out. Tonight's message is, do they want you to win? And you say, well, Andy, who is they? I'm talking about the people around you, the people that you have in your inner circle. Do those people want you to win? I'm talking about the people that you're connected to. I'm talking about the people that you have in your space. I'm talking about the people that you have in your room. I'm talking about the people who are around you. Do they want you to win? That's a big and very important question to ask. And like I told you, I've got some bad news and I also got some good news. I don't know which one you want first, but I'm going to tell you the bad news first. The bad news is this. Everybody does not want you to win. Everybody is not in your corner. Everybody does not want you to prosper. But the good news is this. It doesn't really matter. It really, truly doesn't matter. And so everything is going to be okay. Even though that they may not want you to win, it's going to be okay. So I'm going to be sharing some things with you that hopefully is just going to start having you change your perspective and just look at things a little bit differently and have you start taking inventory of the people who are within your inner circle, the people who are around you, so that you can make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who generally, truly want you to win. So, of course, before we go ahead and get started, let me go ahead and give a quick shout out to a couple more folks who are tuning in. Hey, Ron Morris. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Good to see you. And also Kim, fantastic, awesome. So glad that you all are joining me. So we got Sheila, we got Ron, we got Darren out in Baltimore. So, of course, I want to thank you all for tuning in. And as you're tuning in, make sure you put in your city and your state so I can go ahead and give you a shout out. And so once again, I got a message for you tonight. We're going to be getting started just momentarily. For those of you who are just now tuning in, let me just tell you, tonight's message is, do they want you to win? And I know some people are saying, well, Andy, who in the world is they? I'm talking about the people who are in your inner circle, the people who are in your cell phone, like the people whose numbers you actually have in your cell phone. I'm talking about the people who are around you on a daily basis. I'm talking about the people that you get around every once in a while. Do those people want you to win? Now, here's the reality. I've got some bad news and I also got some good news for you. Here's what the bad news is. The bad news is that unfortunately, I got to break this to you. Everybody does not necessarily want you to win. Unfortunately, that's the case. We would like everyone around us to want us to win, but unfortunately, that's not the case. There are some people who are going to smile in your face and behind your back are not necessarily rooting for you. There are some people who unfortunately, are not wishing the best for you. But that's okay. That's okay. That has nothing to do with you, and that is a complete reflection of themselves, and that's totally fine. Now, here's what the good news is. The good news is it doesn't really matter. Like, it does not really matter. As long as you are being intentional about being really evaluating who you have around you and who is it that you have ultimately sitting in the front row of your life. You see, the front row of your life is really ultimately should be reserved for those people who are wanting you to win. I mean, the front row of your life should be reserved for those people who are sitting up front and they're watching you do this thing called life. They're watching you pursue your goals and your dreams. They're watching you trying to make things happen. And as you have your victories and as you go through your journey, they're going to be sitting there and they're applauding you and they actually are wishing the best for you and they want you to win. Like it is their deepest desire. It brings joy for them to see you win. Like, it actually makes them happy. And along the journey, you're going to encounter some difficulties. Along the journey, you're going to have some struggles. And during those moments of difficulty and during those moments of struggle, those people who you allow to sit in the front row, those are the people who should be the first ones to get up out of their seat, to run and give you a hug and support you and help you get back up when you fall down. And so that is really who you want to have around you. And that is certainly who you want to make sure is actually sitting in your front row. And so what I've come to realize is that the reality of it is that unfortunately, everybody does not want you to win. So it doesn't matter if you try to get along with everybody. It doesn't matter if you try to be a good person per se. It doesn't matter if you try to do right by people. Ultimately, there will be some people looming in the dark. Sometimes they're going to show their face transparently, and other times it's going to be sort of more like a backbiting, backstabbing, sort of like behind your back. And those are the people that, you are hoping and wishing that they're rooting you along, but really they're sitting and they're looking back and they're really trying to figure out when you're going to fall, or they're not celebrating your victories the way that you would like them to. And unfortunately, because of one reason or another, you know what? They're not happy and excited to see you win, right? So, some of it has to do with their own insecurities. Sometimes it may have to do with jealousy. Sometimes it may have to do because they're not winning in their own lives. It could be for just so many different reasons. For one reason or another, they don't necessarily want you to win. And so wherever you find yourself, right, whether you have people around you that generally, truly want you to win, or you've got some people who are looming in the dark that don't want you to win, I want you to understand that it just simply comes with the territory. And your responsibility is to identify the people in your life that truly want you to win and bring them closer, and identify the people who are pretending like they want you to win, but they don't really want you to win, and find ways to create a little bit of distance. Not because you don't love them. If you got to love them, then you got to love them, but to create some distance so that you can continue to prosper, so that you can continue to elevate your gifts, so that you can continue to be a blessing, and you don't have to worry about anybody's insecurities. You don't have to worry about anybody having ill will or ill intentions for you. And so one of the reasons that this sort of surfaced and this came up for me is I just finished wrapping up my 3-day training. So I do a 3-day training. It's called the Master Storyteller Academy, where I work with people who are speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs. And over a course of 3 days, I help those people to be able to develop their stories so that they can build and promote their businesses, so that they can build greater connections, so that can create momentum in their business. I mean, it is a spectacular training. It is a phenomenal training. And so while I was there at the training, I was sharing with them that not this past training, but about 2 trainings ago, and I do this training now on a quarterly basis, but about 2 trainings ago, I have a friend of mine by the name of Tasha Chen, and I'm going to call her by name so that you can just sort of hear this story, so that you can see the kind of person that Tasha is, and she's a wonderful person. Let me say that. And so Tasha Chen is a past client that has now turned into a good friend. Okay, so she's a past client that's turned into a good friend. And so I was hosting my Master Storyteller Academy, and Tasha and I were on the telephone and we were having a conversation. I said, Tasha, I've got this Master Storyteller Academy. And if you know anything about Tasha, she's really big about, setting your intentions. And she's like, Andy, what's your intention? Like, what do you want to manifest for this event? And so, I'm like, listen, I want transformations. I want people to have breakthroughs. I want to help people to work on their stories. I want them to have transformation in their stories. I want them to also have transformation in their lives. And then I'm going to extend an invitation to some people to continue to work with me over a period of 6 months in my mastermind. And I want some of those people to accept the invitation to work with me. And so Tasha goes, wait a second, Andy, you're going to extend the invitation for people to continue to work with you? She says, oh my gosh, if you're going to extend an invitation for people to work with you, I have to come to the room and tell these people about the way that you have blessed me and the way that you have helped me to leverage my story to be able to have more impact in my business and ultimately make more income. She said, it would bring me great pleasure to come and talk to your people before you extend the offer so that they can know about what the results that you've given. So I said, Tasha, that's so amazing. I really appreciate that. And Tasha said, Andy, you just got to let me know. Just tell me the date and I will come down. And so I look on the schedule, and it ends up being that I'm going to extend the offer to my folks on a Saturday. But the thing is, I know that Tasha lives about 2 hours away from where I'm going to be actually hosting the training. And the reality of it is, I only need her to come and talk to the room for about 10 to 15 minutes. And so Tasha and I are on the phone, and she goes, Andy, listen, I'm going to come down. I'm going to talk to your folks. I said, Tasha, listen, you don't need to do that. That's a lot for me to ask. Tasha, you got to get in your car. You got to drive down for 2 hours. You're not even coming for the entire training. You're coming down to just talk to my people for 10 to 15 minutes. That's a lot for me to ask you to get in your car, drive down 2 hours to come and talk. Tasha's like, I'm going to be there. So it's Saturday, and I've got my people in the room, and Tasha sends me a text. She's like, I'm going to come down. Tasha has her son with her for the day. She puts her son in the car. She drives down for 2 hours. She gets on the road. She has her son wait for her right outside of the meeting room. She comes inside, and she talks to my folks for about 15 minutes to share with them how I've blessed her, how I helped her to develop her story, and how she leveraged the story to be able to bring in more coaching clients at a very big event, and how she was able to close over 6 figures worth of business as a result of leveraging her story and using it during one of her events. And so I want you to get this. Here is Tasha. She's gotten in a car. She drove down, listen carefully, she drove down 2 hours with her son, had her son stand outside the room, spoke for 15 minutes, gave me a hug, got back in her car, and drove back home for another 2 hours. And so she drove 4 hours in total to come and speak for 15 minutes at my event, not to promote herself, but just simply to show up in the room to tell all of my folks about the impact that I've had in her business. Now, let me tell you something right now. When I ask you this, do they want you to win? I'm asking about the people who are around you in your life. Do they want you to win? I'm telling you right now that Tasha Chen, that is a classic example of somebody displaying that they want you to win. I knew at that moment, I already knew, but I knew without a shadow of a doubt at that moment that she wanted me to win. And the reason why I knew that she wanted me to win was the fact that the sacrifice that she was willing to make, the fact that she was willing to get in her car for 2 hours, drive down for 15 minutes to come talk to my people, not to promote herself, not with her own agenda, okay, but to serve me, to tell the folks about the impact that I've had in her, hoping that sharing her testimony was going to help me to attract more clients to continue to work with me over a period of 6 months. And so I want you to understand that when I tell you this, like, do they want you to win? I'm talking about, do the people around you, do they truly want you to win? And I believe that at some point you got to take personal inventory of the people who are around you in your life. And you've got to be wondering and really trying to figure out, do they want you to win? And you have to be bold enough to ask them directly this question, or I want you to be asking it of yourself. Here's the question you got to ask. Sometimes you got to be bold, especially for the people that are not supporting you, especially for the people who are unfortunately poking holes in your dreams, especially for the people who unfortunately are not promoting and excited when you prosper. Like, be mindful, watch the people who, when you're prospering, when things are going good for you, that instead of smiling and celebrating, that all of a sudden their faces just change. Watch out for the people who smile in your face and unfortunately are talking about you behind your back. Watch out for the people who pretend like they want you to win, like they want you to make things happen. They want you to win, but yet and still they're really looking and they're trying to figure out when you're going to fall. And so, as you know, if you watch me, I've been delivering these messages now going on, I think we're going on our 9th year. November will be 9 years since I've been delivering these messages every single week. And I don't spend, if you know me, I don't ever dedicate messages to talking about haters or talking about the people and giving any focus or energy to that. But I want to make sure that you understand that as you continue to go after your goals and your dreams, I want you to be very mindful that there's going to be some people who are going to be fully in your corner, and there's going to be some people that pretend to be in your corner, but they don't really truly want you to win. And so I want you to get bold. I want you to be willing at times when you have people that you're keeping around you, that you can see that like they're saying that they want you to win, but their actions are not backing it up because they're not smiling when you're succeeding. They're not celebrating your victories. They're not promoting you and happy about you prospering, but rather they're backbiting or they're having side conversations or they're envious or they're jealous or whatever it might be. I want you to be bold at some point. I want you to ask them straight up, look them dead in the eye and be like, listen, do you want me to win? Do you want me to win? Like there's some people that are around you right now that you need to just be straight up and ask them, do you want me to win? Do me a favor right now. I want you to just practice being that bold and just type it in the comment section right now. Put, do you want me to win? Like, I need you to be that bold because there's some people that as you are continuing on this journey and you look at the fact that they're around you and you're looking at their actions, and that's what I want you to pay more attention to. I want you to pay more attention to what they're saying and I want you to pay, more attention to what they're doing and less attention to what they're saying. Everybody can act like they're happy for you. Everybody can say that they want you to succeed. Everybody can act like they want you to prosper. But I'm telling you right now, it takes somebody who's secure in themselves. It takes somebody who has a genuine heart. It takes somebody who generally wants to see the best for you to celebrate and be happy around your victories. And so you got to be willing, like just like that, just like Pia just said, straight up, do you want me to win? Like you got to look some people in the eye and be like, listen, do you want me to win? And then just be quiet. And you know what? They might be shocked by that question. Like that question might actually bring them some discomfort. And if they act like they didn't hear you, what'd you say? You need to look at them one more time and just be like, once again, like, I don't know if you didn't hear me the first time, so I'm gonna ask you again, do you want me to win? Do you want me to win? And give them an opportunity to answer. Give them an opportunity to answer. And if they say, yeah, I want you to win, if they're not being congruent with their answer, in other words, they say that they want you to win, but when you look at their actions, it's not congruent. In other words, here are some actions of somebody who does not want you to win. The person who doesn't want you to win, here's some of the things that they do. The person who doesn't want you to win, they see that you're going after your goals and your dreams, and they're always presenting you with distractions. As a matter of fact, they're always trying to find a way to distract you. One of the ways that they distract you is by taking up your energy with negativity. One of the ways that they distract you is with frivolous conversation. One of the ways that they distract you is by bringing up all of their situations and all the bad things that are going on in their life constantly and dominating your conversation with negativity. Listen, the people who don't want you to win, what they do is that they refrain from sharing resources from you. They refrain from opening doors and opportunities for you. The people who don't want you to win, they create pressure that doesn't allow you to perform. And so they know that you're in the focus of doing something, and they know that they could relieve you of a distraction. They know that they could take something off of your plate so that you can focus and that you can make some things happen, but they refuse to do so. That person does not want you to win. And I want you to be very clear of what it looks like when somebody does want you to win. I want you to write this down. Listen, when somebody wants you to win, they create an environment for you to win. I need you to get that. When somebody wants you to win, they create an environment for you to win. Listen, right now, as I'm talking to you and I am sharing this message with you right now, as many of you know, I have a daughter. She's 23 months right now. My daughter's about 23 months. So she's about to hit 2 years old. It's crazy how time flies. And my wife recently had a hernia surgery. So unfortunately, she can't pick up the baby. And so because my wife can't pick up the baby, you know, she needs assistance. She needs help. And so there's one of our friends that knows that I deliver this message every Thursday. And so he spoke to my wife and said, hey, listen, I know Andy has to do that call. And I know that that call is very important. I know that you just had hernia surgery and you can't pick up the baby. He's like, can I come over? I'm going to come over and just help you with the baby. So Andy could go ahead and deliver this message that he delivers every Thursday at 8:00 p.m. on Facebook Live and on YouTube. And so I want you to understand that's somebody who is looking to create an environment for me to actually win. My friend Tasha Chen that I just told you about, that got in her car, drove down 2 hours to come in my room to give a 15-minute testimonial to tell the people who are there how much I blessed her by helping her with her story and how she leveraged her story to be able to make multiple six figures in her business. I want you to understand, this is somebody that wants me to win, Listen, my same friend Tasha Chen, she has a mastermind group. And so she told me, she said, Andy, I want you to come and contribute to my group. I want you to come to my group and come talk to my group. So you know what I did? I got in my car and I drove over an hour to go talk to her group. But let me just tell you still what I mean by somebody who wants you to win. After I spoke to her group and I talked to them about the importance of leveraging their stories and using their stories, I left the building. I had just walked out of the hotel and I was on my way out to my car. And I saw Tasha open the door and she ran out to the parking lot. And I said, hey, Tasha, everything okay? She said, yeah, Andy. She said, listen, I appreciate you coming and talking to my people. She says, I'm about to go back in the room. Is there anything that you would like for me to share to promote you? Because I want to make sure that my people ultimately end up doing business with you. Is there anything that you want me to share with them? Like, I know you have your Master Storyteller Academy coming up. Would you like me to say anything extra to them? I want you to understand this. That is somebody who wants you to win. Like, she's not just wanting me to come to her room to contribute. She wants me to contribute, but she actually wants me to benefit from the contribution. That is somebody who really, truly wants you to win. Listen, one of my clients is a direct sales company. And the CEO of that company is a lady by the name of Dr. Tracy Lynn. And so for the past 5 years, I've had the honor and the privilege to go and speak at the annual conference for her direct sales company. She is the founder and the CEO of her direct sales company. And it has been an honor to go in and deliver keynote messages and do trainings for all her independent reps and consultants. But what happened is I've made contributions and impact for her organization. And what I want you to understand is the fact that she wants me to win. So I've impacted her organization, and as opposed to just saying, hey, you know what? I love the fact that he impacts my organization. She's like, who else can I share him with? Who else can I tell about him? And so one of the things that she did was she brought me in to come and speak to some of her peers. And so she brought me in to speak for the Direct Selling Association. And so that's the association for that's the regulating body for many of the amazing direct sales companies. And I got an opportunity to get in front of other CEOs of direct selling companies. And so I want you to understand that how did that opportunity come about? It came about because of Dr. Tracy Lynn wanting me to win, trying to find a way to create an opportunity. And so what I want you to understand is this. There's a difference between people who are giving you lip service, who say that they believe in your goals and your dreams, that they want you to win. They want you to write the book. They want you to make the career change. They want you to prosper in your business. They want good things to happen to you. Lip service, that's one thing. But there's a big difference between just telling somebody that you want to win, that you want them to win, and creating environments and opening our doors and doing everything that you can to support the people in your life that you truly want to win. And so I want you to do one of two things. Listen, number one, I want you to take stock in your own life. Like, who do you have around you? Who's in your cell phone? Like that cell phone that you have, I'm assuring you that there's some people in your cell phone that you need to delete their numbers. And it doesn't have to be with any bad feelings, but the reality of it is they're not really truly for you. They don't really truly want you to win. Like, I need you to get that. Like, they're observing you and they're watching you from the sideline. And when you have your victories, they got that little fake clap and little fake clap. Oh, that's awesome. That's so amazing for you. But deep down inside, they're not really rooting for you. And that's okay. Like, that's the part that I need you to get, that's okay. Like, no hard feelings, no ill intentions, no ill will towards those people. That's okay. Like, everybody is not going to be for you. That's perfectly fine. And the moment that you learn to accept that, then what it allows you to do is to be able to just release some people. So there's some people in your life that you got to just release. and you just have to dismiss them from your life. And part of dismissing them is you may have to delete their number from your phone. You may have to cut back on the one-on-one time that you have with them. You may have to cut back on the phone conversations. You may have to cut back with just the proximity, how close you allow those people to get to you, because you know that they're not necessarily for you. And the reason why you got to dismiss them is because you need to make room for the people who generally are for you. You need to make room so that you can continue to cultivate the relationships for the people who do want you to win, the people who are rooting for you genuinely, the people who are there who will be the first ones to jump up out their seat and support you if you were to happen to fall down on your face. Like, they want you to win. And so the people who want to help you to win, those are the people that you want around you. And so listen, but if you got somebody that you understand that, and I'll tell you this right now, there's some people, they want you to win, and without realizing it, they haven't been really contributing or trying to help you to win. And they may not even realize what they're doing. Like, they may be setting an environment that is not allowing you to win. Like, they're not supporting you in ways that they should. They're not opening up doors the way that they should. They're not giving you rounds of applause the way they should. They're not supporting your vision and your dream the way that they should. And they may not even realize it. And so those people, you got to be willing to look at them and not just say, do you want me to win? But you got to give them an opportunity to help you to win. You got to ask them straight up. You got to say to them, look, help me to win. Do me a favor right now. In the comment section, put hashtag help me to win. Like, help me to win. You guys remember that movie back in the day, Jerry Maguire, right? Right? You remember when he was talking to the agent, right? He was like, show me the money. Like, I need you to have that level of conviction when you're talking to the people and be like, help me to win. Like, I want to win. Help me to win. Like, you say you're for me. If you're for me, then help me to win. Because when I win, you win. You get that? Right? When I win, you win. And so when you win, I win. And so I want to help you win, and you help me to win. And so I need you to have those real moments where you are willing to just ask people for help. And I need you to understand that when you ask for help, it's not necessarily because you're weak. It not necessarily mean that you're incompetent. And a lot of times I believe that we don't ask for help because it has a lot to do with our ego. It has a lot to do with our pride. And I'm going to tell you right now that that's something I've battled with throughout the years, right? I take great joy in helping other people, but a lot of times I've struggled with asking for help. But I want you to understand that a lot of times that struggle of asking for help stems a lot of times from your own pride and your own insecurities. And so at some point, you got to be willing to just ask for help. And so you got to look at the people that you know around you that can help you, the people that are closest to you, the people that you keep in the front row of your life, the people who are part of your inner circle. You got to go up to them straight up, just like, listen, help me win. Like, help me win, and share with them how they can help you to win, right? If and it could be something simple, like the way that you could help me to win is not consume my time with these negative conversations. Like, the way that you can help me to win is by keeping this particular distraction away from me, because it's taking me away from my purpose and the thing that I'm looking to do. Like, the way that you can help me to win is by just simply making this introduction, like opening this door. Like, the way that you can help me to win is by, if you felt like I was a blessing to you, share me with some other people. Like, you got to be willing to, and you have to be able to articulate how those people can actually help you to win. Because some people want to help you win, but they may not know how to. And you got to be willing to just sort of walk them through that process. So do me a favor right now in the comment section, real quick, put hashtag help me to win, help me to win, help me to win. In the comment section, put hashtag help me to win, because I need you to get that. I need you to get that. Like, you listen carefully. I need you to get this, right? You got to be able to outline for those people how they can help you. And you got to be willing to just put it there and just put hashtag help me to win. Put that in the comment section. Help me to win. Help me to win. And understand too that you're not entitled to anything. Like, nobody owes you anything. Listen, I'm about to go in right now. Do me a favor. Press the share button. Press the share button, because there's somebody you're connected to. They need to hear this message. They need to hear this message. Press the share button, like, right now. Like, share this right now. Put a post, be like, share this, say, listen to this. You need to hear this, okay? Because listen carefully. I want you to get something that's very important for you to know. Even when you ask people around you to help you to win, I want you to understand, number one, that They don't have to help you to win. That's the first thing I need you to get. You're not entitled to everything. You're not entitled to anything. Not only that, but there are some people that you may even ask for help that you haven't really earned the right to get that help yet, okay? Because I want you to understand that there's sort of this principle, it's called the law of reciprocity. And so sometimes we always want to ask people to help us to win, but you haven't done anything to help them to win, right? So I want you to think about this for a second. Like when I gave you the example of my friend Tasha, right, that started off as a client, that got in her car, drove down 2 hours, came to spoke to my people for 15 minutes to promote me, got back in her car, drove. Then she had her mastermind. I got in my car, drove up for an hour on a Sunday, which most of the time I don't even do business on a Sunday, left my wife, left my daughter on a Sunday to go up and contribute back because I was like, this is somebody that wants me to win, that already paid it forward, and now I'm simply paying it back. But what I want you to understand, and I don't want you to have this conflicted, is that sometimes you're asking people to help you win that you have done nothing to help them win, okay? And you don't have to be on the same level, right? So I know some people are saying, well, this person's on this level and I'm here. How could I possibly help them to win? Well, there's a lot of ways. If they've got something going on, have you helped promoted it? You are asking them to help you, to mentor you and help you out. Have you invested in anything that they have? Have you purchased their book? Have you told somebody else that maybe could benefit from them? Have you done anything to pay for it? So I want to make sure that you understand that just because you're asking for help doesn't mean that you're entitled for it. Now that we have that straight, I still want you to understand that you need to pay attention to the people who are immediately around you and figure out who are the people that want you to win. Like I was at an event like about 3 weeks ago with my wife. It was an event in Palm Beach, Florida. And I'm telling you, when I'm at that event, when I go someplace with my wife, I don't even need to open my mouth. And the reason why I don't need to open my mouth is because my wife wants me to win so bad that everyone that comes within like 3 inches of her, she tells them about me. She tells them, oh my gosh, my husband, he's this amazing storytelling coach. He could help you to be able to use your story to be able to become a better leader, to make greater connections, to grow your business. And so like literally, I can go anywhere with my wife and I don't need to say anything because she's going to tell everybody at the event about me. My wife joined the coaching program and here she is in the coaching program for just a couple weeks. And next thing you know, she puts in a phone call. She has somebody in the coaching program, gets on the phone with me. And next thing you know, that person signs up for a VIP day and they're coming on a plane. They're flying down to South Florida to get coaching with me. I never met them a day in my life before that. And how did they find out about me? Because of my wife. Like you want people like that around you. You want people around you who really, truly want you to win. And that's what I was trying to make you understand. People who want you to win, they create an environment for you to win. Listen, I'm telling you, we hear it all the time. You know, people try to say, listen, environment's not everything, but I tell you right now, it's at the top of the list. Listen, you can take somebody who's a high achiever. You can take somebody that's got big dreams. You can take somebody that has a wonderful future. You can take somebody who's going to do some extraordinary things in their life and you put them in a toxic environment. You put them in an environment that is set up for them not to win. And you will watch somebody who's extremely talented. You will watch somebody with a big dream and a big vision. You will watch somebody who is destined for greatness. You will watch that person begin to dwindle. You will watch their light begin to dim. You will find themselves going down a different track. You will find that they don't produce the results that they should at the pace that they should. Why? Because of the fact that they are no longer in a winning environment. Let me tell you right now, no matter how talented you are, no matter how amazing you are, no matter how many things that you have going on in your life, all those things will be magnified. All those things will go to the next level the moment that you plug into an environment that allows you to win. The moment that you become intentional about orchestrating and creating an environment for you to win. And part of the way that you create an environment for yourself to win is to surround yourself with people who want you to win. Do you hear me? People who genuinely, truly want you to win. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start taking inventory right now. Spend some time. Get off of social media in the evening and go through your phone and start taking inventory. And what I want you to do is in your last 30 days, I want you to look at your caller ID and see who you've been spending the most amount of time talking to on the phone. Like who are the people in your phone that take up the most amount of your time? I want you to look over the past 30 days. Who are the people that you spoke to the most often? Now, I want you to write down those names. And once you've written down those names, I want you to go down one by one. And as you look at that person's name, let me tell you right now, let's say that person's name is Deborah Smith. I want you to look at that person's name nice and hard. And I want you to think about it for a moment. And as you look at that person's name on your cell phone, I want you to say, does Deborah Smith want me to win? And if she wants you to win, she stays in the phone. If she doesn't want you to win, you take her out of the phone or you start reducing the amount of times that you talk to her. Go down to the next name. The next name is Michael Johnson. As you look at Michael Johnson's name, I want you to say this. Does Michael want me to win? Do you hear me? Does Michael want me to win? And if the answer is yes, Michael stays in the phone. If the answer is no, you take Michael out. Because I want you to understand that a great deal of your success is going to be dependent upon who you surround yourself with and who it is that you have in your corner and whether or not those people really, truly want you to win. Now, here's what I got to tell you. We got to be straight up. The question is for the people in your life, the people that you say that you want them to win, your spouse, your significant other, your family members, the people in your life that you've been saying that you want them to win, you want them to succeed, when they get to your name, I want you to think about this for a second. When they get to your name, will they be deleting your name or will they be keeping your name? In other words, the people in your life that you claim that you want them to win, like you claim you want your husband to win, you say that you want your wife to win. You say that you want your friends, your brother, your sister, your loved ones to win. You say that you want the people around you on your team at work to win. You say that you want your employees to also win. The question is, are you creating an environment for those people to win? Are you supporting them? Are you giving fuel for their vision, for their dreams? Do you encourage them? Or are you poking holes in their dreams? Are you sharing resources? Are you promoting them? Are you making sure that they're the best kept secret? Let me tell you right now, one of the ways that I tell you right now, some people are not helping you to win and you're not helping them to win is when you know somebody is talented, when you know somebody's got a gift and you've been keeping them like a best kept secret. Let me tell you right now, here's what success is. I want you to write this down. Success equals, write this down. Success equals excellence. Success equals excellence. And right, that's why we strive to be excellent at everything we do. If you're going to be a speaker, you want to be an excellent speaker. You're going to be a coach, you want to be an excellent coach. If you're going to be an accountant, you want to be an excellent accountant. You want to be a marketer, you want to be an excellent marketer. I don't care what it is that you do, you want to strive to do it with excellence. If you know, like Martin Luther King says, if you're going to go ahead and get out there and you're going to clean the streets, you want to do that with excellence. Whatever it is that you're doing, you want to do it with excellence. But success equals excellence, but excellence alone is not going to cut it. Success equals excellent plus, put the plus sign, plus exposure. Exposure. Do you hear me? Exposure. So if you notice that there's somebody around you that you want to win and they've got an area that they have excellence in, that part of the ways that you help them to win is to help them to get more exposure by not making sure that they're the best kept secret. Because when you keep them as the best kept secret, then the reality of it is you're not helping them to win. You want to spread the word. You want to be the mouth of the South. You want to tell everybody about them. You want to tell everybody about the things that they're making happen. So you want to success equals excellence plus exposure, because someone can be operating in excellence, but if they don't have the exposure, then they won't have success. And the same thing is you can have exposure, but you not have excellence, and then you won't have success. So success equals excellence plus exposure. So part of the ways that you can help somebody to win is to help them to get more exposure, to actually make sure that you're talking to people about them. So let me tell you, I tell you right now, Part of how we help people to win is to create an environment for them to win. And then the other thing is this, is for you to you want to talk them into their dreams and not talk them out of their dreams. I'm going to say that one more time. There's some people that you want to make sure that you surround yourself with people who talk you into your dreams. In other words, when you're considering leveling up, when you're considering taking yourself to the next level, when you're considering taking a shot, when you're considering pursuing your goals and your dreams, when you are considering writing the book, when you're considering making the career change, when you're considering starting the business, when you're considering fighting for your marriage, like whatever it is, you want to find those people who are talking you into your dreams, saying, go for it. You can do it. Raise the bar. You know what? You can make that happen and you can do even more, as opposed to people who say, you really think you could do that? I don't know if you can do that. You sure you want to do that? I don't know. What makes you think you can do that? And let me tell you right now, me and my wife was talking about this the other day too. Be very, very careful for the people who, you know what? As a matter of fact, I think it was Janelle Montgomery, who is just attended my Master Storyteller Academy. She's a CPA. And Janelle and I were having a conversation. I think this is you, Janelle. Remind me and put it in the comment if it wasn't. But we were talking about people creating environment for you to win. But we were also talking about be careful for the people who put the word little in front of everything when they're talking to you. When they say, hey, I see that little speaker thing that you're doing. I see that little business that you got going on. I see, how's that little business going for you? How's that little relationship you got going on? How's that little thing that you got going on? And my wife and I, we were surprised. We were around one of our friends that is a high achiever, that he's a positive guy. And I got to make sure I bring it to his attention, because he said something to my wife and he said something like, oh, how's that little whatever going for you? And so we want to be careful, because why are you prefacing something with little? Like, why do you need to reduce the thing that you're talking about? If somebody is growing and building something, why are you prefacing that with little? How's that little project you got going? How's that little book you've been writing? How's that little business you've been getting off the ground? Be careful for the people who are throwing little in front of your dreams. And when their people start doing that, you need to call them out on it. You need to check them on that and be like, wait a second. There's nothing little about the book that I'm writing. There's nothing little about the business that I'm growing. There's nothing little about the relationship that I'm in. There's nothing little about it. And you need to check them and watch them when they're using the little. So watch the people who like to throw the word little when they're describing the things that you're doing. And you need to go ahead and correct them. They may not even realize that they're doing it. It might just be part of their vocabulary, but you need to go ahead and help them to remove it from the vocabulary. If anything, you need to have them remove it from the vocabulary, especially when they're talking to you. In other words, you need to check them. You hear me? You straight up need to check them. Listen, do me a favor right now. In the comment section, put hashtag check them. Hashtag check them, right? There are some people you need to put in check. And when we put them in check, we don't have to do it. We don't have to be mean about it, right? We don't have to be rude about it, right? We can do it with grace. We can be very nice, but we just need to let them know, hey, I notice, and maybe perhaps you could just ask them the question. You could just ask them the question straight up. You could just say, hey, listen, I got to ask you a question. I notice every time you're checking in and you're asking me about my business, you throw the word little in there. I notice every time you're asking me about my relationship, you throw in the word little. I notice every time you're talking about my book, you throw in the word little. Like, why do you feel like you need to throw the word little? Like, what's so little about my book? Like, what's so little about my dream? What's so little about this project that I'm working on? So let's just be mindful of this, because I'm telling you over and over again, we want to straight up ask, listen, I decided to just get you to just heighten your awareness. And my question for you is, do they want you to win? And when I say they, I'm talking about the people who are in your immediate circle, the people who are sitting in the front row of your life. And you need to ask those people straight up. You need to look at them dead in the eye, face to face, if you can't over the phone, and say, hey, listen, I just listened to a guy named Andy Henriquez tonight. He did a message and he was talking about, hey, do they want you to win? And you know what? I was just thinking about something. You know, I know you're my cousin. I know you're my friend. I know you say you want me to win, but it's so weird. The past couple of times I told you about something I was working on, and you like sort of dismissed what I was saying. You know, the past 3 times I've invited you to come out and support me. You never come out to support me. Every time I tell you about my next step, my next dream, you've been poking holes in it. And so I just got to ask you a question straight up, because, see, I don't want to just delete you from my phone. I don't want to just, stop having conversations with you, because I'm believing in my heart that you may not even be realizing what you're doing. And so I just want to ask you the question straight up, like, do you want me to win? Do you want me to win? Because I'm telling you right now, like, there's some people, I mean, I've gotten to witness this firsthand. I mean, I even experienced this over these, past week, that there are some people who you think want you to win, but then they may not realize that they're not really trying to create an environment for you to win. And whether they realize it or not, and you got to bring it to their attention and give them an opportunity to sort of like to get back in order. Like, if they're saying they want you to win, give them an opportunity to get back like in the winning lane and not be getting in the sabotage lane. Like, give them an opportunity, because they may not be realizing what they're doing, or maybe they do realize what they're doing. Whatever it is, you need to just like bring it to their attention. Like, I thought you want me to win, but like, clearly I must be mistaken, because you have an opportunity right now to help me to win, but you're not really trying to help me to win right now. So I'm a little bit confused. Like, are you friend or are you foe? Like, do you want me to win or you don't want me to win? Like, help me out. And either one is okay. I just need you to give me clarity so I can see you coming, right? I just need you to give me clarity so I can put you in the right basket. Like, the people who are for me and the people who are pretending that they're for me, but they're really not, and those who just straight up are not for me. Like, I need to know which basket you're in. Like, do you want me to win? Are you one of the people who say that you want me to win, but you actually don't want me to win, and so you're not going to create an environment for me to win? Or are you one of the people that, are you want to just be honest with me and just tell me straight up, you don't want me to win? Whatever category you fall in, it's perfectly fine with me. I'm not going to have any issues with you. I just know where we stand, and I just know how we need to deal accordingly going forward. And that's the kind of conversation that we all need to have. And that's the truth, because once again, like I tell you, the people who want you to win, number one, they create an environment for you to win. Number two, they talk you into your dreams and not talk you out of your dreams. And then I want you to know that there's a responsibility on your end where you need to take your personal inventory. You need to ask yourself, who are you helping to win? Like, who are you helping to win? Like, who are the people that you're claiming that you want them to win? And the question is, are you helping them to win? Like, the people who are on your direct sales team, are you helping them to win? Your family members that you're saying you want them to succeed, are you helping them to win? The people that you're claiming that you want them to prosper, are there doors you can open, relationships that you have that you can expose them to? Is there audiences that you can get them in front of? Could you help them with that success formula? Remember, can you help them on their journey to excellence? Could you help them to increase their skill set? Or could you help them to get more exposure? Could you share their resources? Could you share the things that they're doing with other people? I'm asking you, like, we got to be honest. Like, it's one thing for you to go ahead and check your people, but sometimes you got to check yourself. And you got to say, how am I showing up for the people that I'm claiming that I want to succeed and that I want them to win? And so really, that's what I want you to get at. I want you to just sort of think about that for a moment. And because I want you to realize that it's one of those things that we got to evaluate who's around us, but then we also have to be real with ourselves, right? And so, before I get off, I want you to go ahead and take advantage of something too. Let me put this up real quick. I'm typing this in right now, so just give me a second. Hey, 37. So one of the things that I've told you repeatedly is that I'm realizing more and more, as you continue on your journey, as you continue to go down this path of pursuing your goals and your dreams, that like don't get so comfortable and don't be negligent to the point that you're not really taking inventory of who you have around you, who you're allowing into your space, who you're having the majority of your conversations with. And all I'm asking you to do is just be mindful and respect the fact that not everybody wants you to win. Just it's the way it's life. It's life. Can I just tell you that? All right. The greatest man to ever walk this earth walked on this earth for 33 years, and while he was walking around spreading the gospel, there's a lot of people who didn't want him to win. He hasn't even stepped foot on the earth as a man for many years, and there's still people who don't want him to win. And so if the greatest man on the planet could walk the earth and people don't want him to win, I mean, what do you think for yourself? Okay, just understand, like, we're human beings is just the way that they are, and you could call it based off of whatever, their own insecurities, their own issues, the things that are going on in their lives. Maybe they're not happy with where they are. Everyone's not going to want you to win. But that's okay. Like I told you, I had some bad news and some good news. The bad news is that everybody doesn't want you to win. The good news is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everyone does not need to be cheering for you. That's okay. However, what is important though, you do, listen carefully, you do need to take some inventory so that you can eliminate the people who are sitting in your front row, who are occupying space for the people who want you to win. Because there's some people sitting in your front row and they're pretending to give you a round of applause, but they don't really want you to win. And so you got to use some due diligence. You've got to have some discernment, and you got to know when you got to call for the ushers and call for security to get some of those people who are sitting in your front row and escort them towards the back of the room or escort them out of the building so that you can clear up space that they were occupying for the people that you really, truly want you to win. That's the thing I need you to get, right? It's like, it's not only the issue that they don't want you to win, but it's the issue is that they're occupying space on your cell phone. They're occupying space in your life conversation that you should be spending that time in those conversations with people who generally want you to win. And that's something that I want you to think about, something I want you to consider. And so before I go ahead and let you go, I want you to take advantage of something. You'll know if you've taken advantage of this before or not. But I have a very quick video training in which I share with you how to leverage your stories to, number one, get people's attention. Number two, to be able to overcome some of the objections that people have and then get them to take action. If you've received this free video training before, you already know it. If you haven't, here's what I want you to do. You're going to simply do this real quick. You're going to text the word show up, all one word. Don't put a space in between. Text the word show up to 954-278-3701. Once again, you're going to text the word show up to 954-278-3701. Now, once you've texted the word show up to 954-278-3701, very, very easy, very, very simple. Once you've done that, you're going to follow a couple cues. You put in your name, your email address, and then you'll receive this free training. And that's my gift to you. And that's my way of just telling you thank you for joining me, on Thursdays for these messages. But, I start off by just really asking you to really think about this for a moment. Like, do they want you to win? And when I say that, I'm just talking about the people who are in your inner circle, the people you spend the most time with, the people who are sitting in the front row of your life. Do they want you to win? And what I'm saying is that the way that you know it is not based off of what they're saying, but it's really based off of their actions. It's based off of their actions. Get that, okay? And so people who want you to win, they create an environment for you to win. Number one, I need you to get that. And number two, they try to talk you into your goals. They try to talk you into your dream. Now, creating an environment for you to win means that they open up doors for you. They promote you. It means that they support you. They share resources with you. They find out every and anything that they can do to really help elevate you and take you to the next level. I want you to get that. And not only that, when you're second guessing yourself, when you're going to talk yourself out of something, they try to talk you into your dreams. They tell you you can do it. You can get to that next position in your company. You can grow a successful business. You can write the book. Like, you can have a happy, fulfilling marriage. You can save your marriage. You can be this amazing person that you want to be. Like, they talk you into things that represent your goals and your dreams and your vision, as opposed to trying to talk you out of it, right? And I told you that at some point you got to be straight up with some people and call them on the phone, have them in front of you, preferably, and just look at them straight up and say, listen, you know what? I got to hear this dude, Andy Henriquez, talk. He brought up a good point. And I was going through my phone. I know we spend a lot of time, we talk, we spend a lot of time together. But, I happen to know that, the past couple of times that I needed you, you didn't come through. Not only that, the other thing is that's a little bit upsetting is that, my past couple of victories, I felt like you weren't really happy for me. And so, I want to believe that you're for me. I want to believe that you're rooting for me, but I feel conflicted because, you've said one thing throughout the years, but now I'm starting to notice something else. And so I just need to ask you a question. This may sound a little weird, but now that I put it in the context for you, my question for you is like, do you want me to win? And just be quiet. And if they act like, what would you just say? I say, like, I'm asking, like, do you want me to win? Like, do you want me to win? Do you want me to win? And give them an opportunity to answer. And if the response that they've said is not congruent with the way that they've been acting, then maybe you help them to see so that if they really love you and they really care about you, they can get back in alignment and you can continue on with your friendship and your relationship. And if, unfortunately, you notice that they're not in alignment and they can't clarify for you, then maybe perhaps that's somebody that you need to go ahead and remove from the front row of your life. And you need to go about your business and allow them to go about theirs. And so, listen, once again, I just want to thank all of you for tuning in. But I tell you that part of the reason why I shared this message is because I'm going to tell you right now, I want you to win. I want you to win. My evidence and proof that I want you to win is that this November is going to be 9 years in which every single week, except when I'm out speaking or training or at a conference, on Thursday evenings at 8 o'clock, I want you to listen carefully. For 9 years, I've been delivering these free motivational messages to all of you. And I share this message and I share these messages only because I have a desire, a true deep desire for you all to win. And so, when I was in high school, there used to be a saying that people used to say. It's not proper English, but it still stuck with me to this day. They used to say, don't talk about it, be about it, right? And so, when you want someone to win, don't just tell them you want them to win, show them that you want them to win. And so hopefully I've been able to show you that I want you to win by showing up every single week and delivering these messages to you. And the best thing that you can do is take these messages and apply them to your life, leverage them and use them in your life, and then pay it forward and share the messages with other folks. And so I want to thank all of you for tuning in. We definitely went like the complete hour. Normally these messages are only 30 minutes, but I felt inclined to continue to speak and tell this to you over and over and over again, because I want you to get this, because I want you to surround yourself with people who want you to win. And I want you to be one of those people for somebody else that helps create an environment for other people to win. And so once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me for the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life Motivational Live Stream. I'll see you same time, same place next week, Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. on Facebook Live and on YouTube. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, God bless everybody. Have a good night.